Welcome to Silent Heist.
Our fan version of Decked Out 2, originally designed by the god of Redstone himself, Mr. Tango of the tech variety.
All hail Tango Tech!
This game is a deck-building, dungeon-crawling, treasure-hunting epic, where it is up to you to conquer the massive dungeons lurking deep below the MC Ages Parkage. The Frozen Crypt, the Creek of Carnage, Hell's Citadel, and many more mysteries that will be revealed when the time is right. Should you be foolish enough to enter, your goal is to delve into the depths, acquire a hidden ancient artifact, maybe even collect some treasure, and then get out alive. This is a long-running game with stages held over many weeks, and during this time you will enter the dungeon many times. If played correctly, every feeble attempt you take will take you deeper and deeper into the dungeon, each time hoping to acquire a more valuable artifact. Let it be known that you
Will die countless times.
but occasionally you may squeaky bum time yourself out of the exit, and every time you do you will be taken
To the Library of the Victorious,
where you will be able to purchase cards that you can collect and add to your ever-expanding deck. Cards are then shuffled and played randomly in future dungeon runs, giving you advantages such as treasure, power, or protection. So the more times you escape with an artifact, the more cards you'll be able to purchase. And with a stronger deck of cards, you'll be able to delve deeper and deeper into the dungeon. And just as in life, more risk equals more reward. Okay peeps, let's go dive into the details. Play Silent Heist, first visit play.mc-ages.com in your Java Minecraft launcher, or visit the link in the description to get the Bedrock login details. Once inside MC Ages hub world, visit our Parkage server via this NPC, or go for the Parkage server portal. Once you spawn into our massive Minecraft theme park, talk to the Silent Heist NPC to be warped to the MC Ages Great Hall. Once you are over the awe of being in the Great Hall, click here to activate the in-game data pack and the custom sounds for Silent Heist. Yeah, it's boring, but it has to be done right. Then, if you're a massive Hermitcraft fan like me, or just like living life a little dangerously, you can jump straight into the action. Or, if you wish, and we recommend it, you can visit the tutorial floor by going down the right-hand staircase here, where you'll find an interactive text tutorial. Or if all that reading is too slow for you, you can jump into this hole to visit the live interactive tutorial world. Once you are done with the tutorial, or, if you skip it because you think you're a badass, you should talk to the deck manager here, because unlike Tango Tech's masterpiece, we use a virtual card deck instead of the card shulker boxes you may have seen over on Hermitcraft. So speak to the deck manager here to claim your starter deck and or, add newly purchased cards to your Silent Heist deck. Once all that is done, you can check if someone is already playing via the red-green indicator above the dungeon doors, or by looking at the floating text to the left of the door here. If it's green, walk up to the door.
Prepare to die horribly.
Or, if it is red, that means someone's already running the dungeon, and you can actually spectate them by talking to the wizened old wizard to the right of the door. Once inside, choose your difficulty on the left-hand side here. The harder the difficulty, the deeper into the dungeon you'll go, and then jump into the portal
To become Ravager food.
I mean, to show the world your epic dungeon crawling skills. Yeah. But always remember, there is a fine line between bravery
And stupidity.
Once in the depths below, you will see a heads-up display to the right of your screen, which works like the map in Decked Out 2. And you will find you will be holding a compass. The compass is your only guide against the chaos that lurks in the MC Ages dungeons. If you hover over your compass, you will see the level the artifact is on, the general verticality it is found, either top, middle or bottom, and the location to go to. Stealthily, make your way to this location and click the ground at the correct location to be given your artifact. Remember, compass locations have verticality, so if you are told you are at the wrong location, the correct one may be either above you or below you, as indicated by the arrows on the compass. Once you have your artifact in hand, you may begin your hopeless escape out of the depths. Should you make it out alive, each of the artifacts will automatically turn into lost pages, and these lost pages, along with any additional ones you find in your hopeless exploration of the depths, can be exchanged
In the Library of Victors
for new cards and play tokens, making you more powerful in future dungeon runs. However, spend these lost pages wisely, as once you leave the library, any unspent pages will be lost
forever.
Whilst your primary objective is to find the artifact, it never hurts to keep a lookout for other treasures along the way, such as additional lost pages, coins, and crowns. 4 coins equals 1 crown, and crowns can be spent in the crown NPC shop down this left-hand staircase inside the MC Ages Great Hall, the contents of which are updated throughout the day. As you stomp your way through the dungeon, you'll inevitably make noise and set off hidden shriekers throughout the dungeon. Congratulations! You've just generated 1 clank. As your crank level increases, so too will your heartbeat, which echoes throughout the depths. Beware though, because if you generate too much clank, your heartbeat begins to race, and you will awaken the angry spirits of the dungeon. You should also note that the act of picking up an artifact also angers the spirits of the dungeon, which generates an immediate large increase of clank. Making noise and generating clank is not your only worry when exploring the dungeon. You'll also have to monitor your hazard level. The longer you stay in the dungeon, the more your hazard will steadily climb, and the more unstable the dungeon becomes. Easy routes to the exit may become blocked, corridors may become dead ends, and you may find yourself becoming Ravager food. To gain access to a lower level of the dungeon, you'll first have to find a key. Each level has a unique looking key, and you'll need to first find the door and then click on the keyhole with the key in your hand to open the door to the next level. As you cower through the dungeon, cards in your deck will be randomly drawn and announced via on-screen prompts. Cards are drawn only once per dungeon run and returned to your deck for the next playthrough. There are many cards to collect, each with their own unique abilities. For example, some cards may drop more lost pages in the dungeon, and these can be collected and added to the total from your found artifacts to buy more expensive and therefore more powerful cards. There are also cards that drop more treasures in the dungeon, and it's important to note that keys to the lower levels are considered as treasure, so the more treasure drops you have, the quicker you can find a key and progress through the dungeon. There are other types of cards that are defensive, so they could block hazard or clank from being generated. If these cards are played, you will see your clank or hazard block level increase in the HUD on the right of your screen, and blocking these events is vital to making it deeper into the dungeon depths. Finally, some cards are ethereal. These are very powerful cards that can only be played once, and after that they are gone forever. How and when you use those cards in your deck is up to you and your own tactics. Silent Heist will be broken down into multiple 1-week phases with points accumulated via successful dungeon runs, and you can check your standings via the scoreboards in the Great Hall. You may even be able to gain random advantages via the crown shop below, so keep collecting those treasures and your crowns and keep visiting the game as often as you can. And those are the basics of Silent Heist. Who will be victorious? Who will become Ravager Chum? And who will make it to the deepest, darkest depths of the MC Ages dungeon?
Only you can find out.